everybody. This is our competition makeup tutorial as promised. Sorry we look a little ratchet today. It's been a day. Anyway, so we're starting with you always want to start with a primer just to hydrate and blend your pores in, and the makeup just kind of goes on more evenly and stays better. So this is the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and it's one of my favorite drugstore primers right now. So I'm just going to apply that all over her face. Even the eyelids, because we're going to do eyeshadow in a minute. That's going to help that to stay on, because you only want to do this one time when you're at competition. You should be able to do it, set it, and you should be good for the entire day. There are a few things that I do that are probably a little more extra. I did fill her brows a little bit with a brow pencil before I started. That's totally up to you. In my opinion, it just kind of helps the makeup look come together. They even make brow gels that are really easy if you're not confident with a brow pencil. Just get it in the shade of your brows. Okay, so now that I've got that done, we're gonna go in with the eyeshadow. I do the eyeshadow first because there's always fallout when you're doing eyeshadow, so you wanna start with this and then clean it up with your foundation. First, I'm gonna go in with a rose quartz on the lid. Make sure that you get yourself a good brush. It's really important. This is Morphe, but Ulta brand brushes are good. Sephora brushes are great. I personally love MAC brushes. Just get you a good fluffy eyeshadow brush. Then I'm gonna go in with this chocolate diamond shade in the corner crease. Make sure you tap off that excess before you start, otherwise you're gonna have it everywhere. Then come in here in the crease and blend. For stage makeup, you typically want to make it a little heavier than you would just for your everyday look, because you're going to be on stage, and the worst thing that you can do with makeup on stage is to look washed out in all one color. It's just not a good look, especially since we're wearing red lipstick. You need a good application of eyeshadow to make it pop. Okay, come in with the crease and blend it in. And then I like to take this Purple Rain color and come right in here in the center. And then you can either take your rose quartz, or this fool's gold over here is really pretty to lighten and brighten this corner right here, the inside. Blend everything in. Okay, that's basically it for the eyeshadow. And then I'm gonna come in, okay guys, if you wear false eyelashes, you're not even gonna need to do the liner. If you don't do false eyelashes, you're gonna need to get a good liner. This is the Maybelline Hyper Easy, but the main thing is this tip. Sailor, can you see that? Mm-hmm. That's the kind of tip you're gonna wanna get. If you need help with a wing, you can come find me. It only takes me a few seconds to do it, and I really don't mind. But basically, you're gonna come in over here at the corner and make a line. Can you see that, Sailor? And then draw it in and just kind of fill it in. We wear lashes, but I'm just gonna do this to show you guys kind of what it looks like openly. Okay, first one. See? All right, close one more time. Get right down in there in the lash line. This type of gel tip helps so much with doing this. It's a lot easier to apply. Please do not buy the crayon eyeliner. It's not gonna work. Okay. Let's see. At this point, I'm going to do her lashes. This is just, I really like the Ardell Wispies. This is what they had in the store, so this is what I grabbed. It really doesn't matter. I typically use kind of a bold lash on her for competition. The little ones, I would get like the Ardell Wispies. Probably a little better for smaller eyes. This is a Kiss Next Generation Wispy Blowout Lash. And these are pretty. We've done these before. Just going to apply those. If you've never applied lashes before, when you put your glue on, you're going to want to wait 5 or 10 seconds and let the glue get tacky. A lot of people put the glue on and then they just slap it on their eyes and it doesn't stick. It's because it's not tacky yet. All right, we'll wait a couple seconds. Apply that right to the lash line. While that one's set, I'm going to get the other one ready. Like I said, if you're doing the lashes, you won't even need to do the liner. You can if you just want to. It does make it a little more bold, but it's definitely not necessary if you're gonna do these lashes. And honestly, I would really suggest trying to do the lashes, even for the little ones. It's a lot easier than the mascara once they can get used to them being on their eyes. It makes the makeup look better, and you don't have to worry about them picking at their eyelashes or having fallout under their eyes because they've messed with their eyelashes and the mascara's falling out. Really would highly recommend it. Okay, let's see. All right, those are done. Now I go in with the foundation. And I usually you always want to wet your beauty blender, but I didn't, so I'm going to put a little thick spray on there. Okay, Lily doesn't have a spray tan right now. I usually spray tan her for competition, so this is probably not going to match her foundation. Don't judge us because it will on comp day. We're going to go in with foundation. Guys, I highly, 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 highly recommend you get a good foundation that matches your daughter's skin when they have a spray tan. It needs to match their neck. I know some people like to do powder. There's nothing against powder for an everyday wear, but for stage, you're really gonna on these little ones, you're really gonna wanna try to find a foundation. You don't have to use a lot, but you really wanna use it because what that does is gives you a complete look. It looks kind of strange when people don't look like they have any foundation on, and then they have these really bold eyes and they have this red lipstick, and it just doesn't translate on stage. So I know some people probably feel funny about putting, full face of makeup on little ones, but this is competition dance life, so just do it because it looks better. Your pictures are going to be better. Everybody's going to look more uniform as a team, which is what we want. So if you need help picking out a foundation, feel free to message me on Facebook. I'll put my cell phone number when I upload the video on there, and I can totally help you recommend one. But I would highly suggest that over a powder. Okay, so once I've got that blended in, then I come back in with a concealer. And this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. It's actually really good. I've used the Tarte Shape Tape forever, and it's really expensive, and honestly, this is better, in my opinion. So you're gonna wanna come underneath the eyes, just to brighten that up. And then I always do just a little down the nose, above the lip, and on the chin. And then you're just gonna wanna blend that in as well. Go.
So she gets to hold it in
Elliot. I'll let you do it in just a minute, okay? So once you blend that in, sorry y'all. She's upset because she wanted to hold the camera. Okay, so blend that in and up. And then here's another extra step. Remember how I told you I was a little extra in the beginning? It's not necessary, but it does make your makeup stay. If you have a good setting powder, this is, I don't know, some drugstore brand. Just the translucent powder, doesn't matter the brand. They're all basically the same. If you want to go in underneath where you just concealed, especially under the eyes, it's going to set that and it's going to make it stay. Basically everywhere you just concealed, go in and set. That's an extra step, not completely necessary, but while you're at it, might be good to go ahead and do that. Okay, then I'm gonna come in and you could just do a blush, but in my opinion, sometimes people look a little all one color when they just do the blush. So I like to go in with a bronzer and bronze the cheekbones, because let's just face it, everyone looks better tan. So we're gonna go on the cheekbones. We're gonna go in the hairline here. And then I just like to blend down the neck a little, just to make sure we're matching our face to our neck. And a little on the nose. A little bronzer never hurt anybody. And then guys, when I picked this Morphe palette for your eyeshadow, I picked it because there is a shade in here called Rich Girl that you can actually use as your blush as well. I would recommend, if you're not gonna use this blush, try to find something that's in the berry family, nothing too pink, so it doesn't look offensive with our red lipstick. So if you're gonna use this blush, you only wanna use a tiny bit, then you wanna tap it off because this is extremely pigmented. So we're gonna go right here on the cheekbones. And do the same on the other side. Okay. And you're almost done. This year, Miss Megan found us this Maybelline Superstay lipstick, and it's in the shade Pioneer. So I personally do not use a lip liner, but if you struggle to do dark lipsticks, I'd recommend either getting a nude or a red lip liner and lining the lips first. The main thing you want to do when you're using matte lipstick is to make sure that your lips are not dry. Yours are kind of dry right now, but put a primer on them. You want to take a toothbrush and exfoliate them maybe the night before competition. Use a good chapstick at night just to make sure they're hydrated. It's gonna make this go on a lot better. Okay, so. once you put this on, you shouldn't have to apply it really anymore until your dancer eats. And then I would suggest not applying it over what's already there. Just always keep some makeup wipes in your makeup bag. They're just good to have on hand. And just wipe it off and reapply. It's not really great to layer matte lipstick anyways. It can get chunky and it's just not cute. Okay, see a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right. And then you just want to spray with a setting spray. This is the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. The NYX brand has a really great one. It's a dewy mist, but my personal favorite is the Morphe, and I'm out of it right now. So, ready? You just want to spray that. Set your makeup so it lasts all day for all those dances. All right, Sailor, get a good close-up. Still wet a little bit from, yeah, Lily, look to that side. And then the other side. Okay. All right, thanks guys. If you have any questions, just PM me, or I'm gonna put my number when I post the video and you can feel free to ask me any questions. Bye.